Sup PYNP? How's everyone doing? Good? 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 Good. Right, today what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about an injury which is very common in athletes, weightlifters, active people in general. Over a period of time we're all going to suffer from some sort of injury in this area, whether it be a twinge, a tear, major, minor. We're all going to experience something because it's such a delicate place to get an injury from. So what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about rotator cuffs. Yes. And why? Because right now I'm suffering from a rotator cuff injury. It's minor, but it's still, a rotator cuff injury. So what is the rotator cuff? Some people know, some people don't know. Even people who do know what a rotator cuff is, they're not really concerned with it, when really your rotator cuff is very important. So what is a rotator cuff? Your rotator cuff is 4 small muscles, okay, in your shoulder joint, yeah? I'm not talking about your delts, underneath your delts, and they help with stabilization, because as we know, the shoulder is a very mobile joint, yeah? It can go up, it can go down, it can go forward, it can go back, it can rotate, things like that. It can go anywhere it wants to, basically. And the problem with that is it doesn't have much stability. So and that can cause injury. So when we perform certain actions, certain pressing movements, or simply throwing a ball, things like that, our shoulder joint may, if we're not in control, may slip into certain directions, movements, and cause spasms and injuries, okay? So if you think about press, if you're not going straight up, you might be, unknown to you, you might be going back a bit, you might be going forward a bit, causing stress on your rotator cuffs, yeah? Because they're so unstable, we've got to keep conscious of our stability. And if you're not conscious of your form, or, general wear and tear, any niggles and stuff, you can get seriously injured. So, what happened to me? Well, I was doing bench flies incline. And I wasn't playing with heavy weight. I was, it was medium weight. Not too bad. I was on my last set, so fatigue was a problem, and I literally just went too low on the flies, causing stress on the shoulder joints. And it didn't happen like snap, or it didn't pop or tear, or there wasn't an instant pain. I just felt a niggle in a few of the reps. So just carry on going. Stopped. I was like, that felt a bit weird. Went on to cable flies, didn't feel anything. Finished off my workout, got home, and then suddenly the shoulder got all stiff, and I'm moving it back and forth, and it's snapping and popping, and I knew that I'd injured my rotator cuff. And I should have listened to those twins, man. Should have listened to those twins. The pain, it's not all up in here. It's all up in here, man. Snapping and popping. Yeah, but I'm still a fan of flies. I still think they're a good exercise, but you just got to be careful with them, Just don't go too low, and don't play about with heavy weight, because your shoulder joint isn't the most stable joint in the world, and a lot of weight in that hand as you're coming down is putting a lot of pressure on it. So you just got to be careful with that. And I wasn't careful enough. But you live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. Sorry about that, fucked up. Anyway, what's my plan of action? Basically, I've injured my rotator cuff, and I need to give it rest, okay? We hate rest, but it's gonna happen. So I've taken 3 days off, totally 3 days off, just doing light rotator cuff work in the mornings, and taking ibuprofen. I'm gonna do back tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not gonna be shooting for targets. I'm just keeping active, so deadlifts I should be alright with. My arm is quite strong, and there's no snaps or pops with my arm down. Yeah, so I'm going to do light low rows towards the belly button. I'm not going to be doing any pull-ups or pull downs, because any discomfort is coming from above. All right, from below it seems okay, but I'm still going to take it light. Then I'm taking another day off. Then I'm training the legs. Obviously, don't need to worry about rotator cuff there. Then I'm doing arms, and I'm totally skipping chest and shoulders this week, totally, just not even touching it. And then I'm taking 2 days off, and hopefully in a week I'll feel a bit better. Obviously you got to ease into it again, and you just got to be smart about it. rotator cuff injuries, like I'm doing, you can work around them. And I know we all hate taking weeks off on a certain muscle group or a tool, but you know, if you're getting injuries, it's kind of like your body saying, dude, slow down, I can't keep up, you push me too far, I'm getting injured. And you just got to learn from it and think, you know what, maybe I do need to take a week off, maybe it'll be better for me, or maybe I need to slow down a bit, stop trying to push myself so hard. You know, it's a marathon, it's not a fucking sprint. Yeah, you'll get to your targets one day, but don't expect results straight away, and don't push it hard. Obviously, I want every workout to be, you know, intense and to your best capabilities, but I'm just saying, don't push yourself towards injury or hurt yourself, because in the long run it's just going to slow you down. So that's what I'm doing for recovery. And you know, any injury, I mean, rotator cuffs, like I said, you can work around them. I've worked around it a bit. But things like, you know, other injuries, you know, I had those exertion headaches for 4 weeks, and that was directly related to working out. Like, if I worked out anything, any time my blood pressure went up, or I had to tense in any way, I'd get headaches. That was so frustrating. But you just got to keep your head up and deal with it and move on, and just realise I have to take a break, I have to rest, and it's not the end of the world. Just, you know, keep your diet in check. You know, I'm not talking be strict all the time, but you know, just be conscious, don't let yourself go completely, and just keep going, just keep your head up, mentality straight, and you know, and then get back onto it when you can. Don't rush it. As soon as the pain goes away, you know, it doesn't mean to go straight back into it, because you might, you know, injure yourself in worse again. Make sure you ease your way into it after an injury, and just, you know, keep your head screwed on right, and don't let your ego get in the way or anything like that. Just think about you. You're not trying to impress anyone. This is about you. And you know, if you're smart about it, you'll be back on top in no time. But if you push yourself too far, then you'll really slow yourself down, and you might permanently injure yourself. You know, things like rotator cuff injuries, they can be minor, but if you keep forcing it, they can turn major, and they can be a real problem later on. Yeah. So any injury, just be wise, focus on your goals, and just think, will it help in the long run if I work through this, or would it be better if I just take a week off, you know, or just rest that muscle group, or rest completely. And no one's going to judge you for that, you know. Yeah, we like to judge ourselves, but injuries, you know, they happen. Shit happens, man. Just don't let it get you down. I let my exertion headaches get me down. I had 3 weeks off with no gym. I felt small, felt weak. I started like slacking on my diet, because I thought, fuck this. But you know, I got back on it, and much better now that I had that month rest, and now I'm stronger and fitter than ever, except for this little fucking injury in my shoulder. But you know, same process again. Take rest, be wise, think about it, and no doubt in a few weeks I'll be back on top again, stronger than ever. You just gotta, you know, any injury, including rotator cuffs, anything like that, you just gotta think about it, think of the best plan of action. Sometimes you can work around it, like I am with my shoulder. Sometimes you can't, like I did with my head. You know, you just gotta think about these things. But that's basically it. If you suffer from any pain in your shoulder during what it may, because a lot of us get it when we're working out. We might, oh, there's a little twinge there, and you work through it, and it's like, it's just a little twinge. Just like, be conscious of that, because that will be a little niggle, and if you keep on pushing it, it might get worse and worse. So what I suggest is always make sure you do rotator cuff work before workouts, like upper body workouts. You know, that's holding weights in your arms like this, bringing weight up like that. You know, cables, putting them in, pulling them out. You know, there's loads. If you go on the internet, research rotator cuff exercises, and you'll find them all. But yeah, so before every upper body workout, just keep working them, because if you're working your shoulders and your chest and your back a lot, your joints will get dependent on those muscles because they're so strong, And your rotator cuff can take over minor roles, like just lifting your arm up like that or like that. It's mostly your rotator cuffs, it's not your delts that are doing it. Your delts are doing the big range movements, yeah? But the little minor adjustments like this, the little rotations, they're all your rotator cuffs doing all that. So they need to keep strong and not be overpowered by the delts, because that's when they start getting weak and that's when you start getting injuries. So keep on top of your rotator cuff work, and you know, if you get any other injuries, just take it slow and be mindful about it and think about the best plan of action. Don't let your ego get in the way and don't let yourself get down. Okay? So that's it. Peace out. Too serious!